Hey, deserving listeners, it's time to continue our journey with Karine and Paul on 90 Day Fiancé. Let's get to the show. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda, and I'm a therapist, and I'm also a professor. Let's get to the show.
Oi.
Alô?
Oi, doutora, aqui é a Karine.
Oi, Karine.
Tudo bem?
Deixa eu te falar, teu exame deu positivo. Deu positivo. Mais ou menos entre a quarta e a quinta semana você tá.
4 or 5. 4 or 5
Boa
weeks.
tarde.
Muito obrigada, tá bom?
Tchau.
So let's take a moment and appreciate family planning, meaning that you have kids when you want to have kids. Kids are wonderful, families are wonderful, and they should happen when you want them to and not when you're not wanting them to. Karine, up until this point, has said she wants a divorce. She really does not like Paul at all. And Paul has basically resigned to the fact that Karine wants a divorce, and now she's pregnant with his child.
Eu tô surpresa, ainda não tô acreditando. O Paul e eu temos muitos problemas no relacionamento e agora vem uma criança. Eu não sei se eu quero ficar com o Paul.
I'm very dedicated to Karine and the baby, and I really want to make this marriage work even more.
Eu sou dedicado a Karine no bebê e quero fazer esse casamento funcionar ainda mais.
I just believe watching your attitudes.
If I didn't know about their allegations currently, I'd be kind of confused by this because we haven't seen firsthand anyway what Paul does to Karine that makes her so upset. We also haven't heard from Karine. The show tends to really focus on Paul and interviewing him. We don't hear from Karine what she is, concerned about his behavior. She seems quite upset. So there's a number of possibilities here. One is that Karine is overreactive to some kind of conflict that they're having. That's a possibility that we could throw out there. The other possibility is that Paul has been doing things outside of the camera that is extremely concerning. And again, I'm trying to avoid naming it because just Google the allegations that Karine has said about Paul's behavior. So the behavior that could be concerning to Karine is either just common mean comments from him. He did call her brother a thief for eating the food in the house. So maybe it's things along those lines. Or is it the kind of behavior he was exhibiting when he kept saying, "Talk, let's talk," and he, was chasing her and trying to get her to talk in a way that I wouldn't recommend people do because it can come across as controlling and can be controlling. Or is it some of the coercion behavior that we've heard Karine talk about? I don't know. It's hard to know. Maybe we'll hear more information to give us an idea.
A son has to be in the environment of love, peace, very care and affection. This is what I wish.
I'm in shock right now. And I'm really worried that Karine's family might decide to not let me be involved with Karine and the baby's life. And I'll never get to see my child.
The other thing I'll say is that it's possible, given what I remember Paul telling me over the phone, of which I take with a grain of salt with everyone I talk to in that capacity. When you're highly emotional, you're going to paint things in a certain way that is biased towards you. It's just normal to do that. But given what Paul said, it's possible that Karine from the beginning has had mood swings or cognitive issues that Paul has alleged and pointed to that might also be present in this situation, or both. All the things can be happening at once. If I was in Vegas and I was putting my money down on something, I would say that there's at least some truth to both their allegations towards each other and that they're exacerbating each other's issues. That would be my guess. But of course, there's really no way to know. It could be one person could be completely lying and the other person could be telling the truth, vice versa, or they could both be lying. Because the context here is that whenever people are in a custody battle, of which I believe they are in, then all bets are off, seemingly. People will make horrific lies towards each other, or they'll exaggerate things in order to get custody. Because, as a parent, you want content, you want control of your kid. As a parent, you don't want some pesky outsider, your ex, to have any kind of say over what happens with your kid. When you get divorced, a good percentage of people will just be like, I need to get that other parent out of our lives because I want full custody of this kid. That other parent is a terrible parent, and also I want to be able to determine where we live, and I don't want to be separated from my child, because if they have joint custody, then each one of them would have to share custody with the other person. So there's a lot of motivation to drum up or exaggerate things against each other. And there's a lot of people that do that, to the point where I, a long time ago, made a decision that I was not going to work with people going through a custody battle. It's not uncommon for a family going through a custody battle to reach out to a family therapist. And a long time ago, I got burned so many times by parents that were at such odds, and they would drag me into court reluctantly, that I just said, you know what, I'm not working with couples and families that are going through custody battles. Find another therapist for that. There are plenty of other therapists that will help you with that. Come to me after all the dust is settled and you actually want me to help you, instead of trying to drag me into a fight in court, and all you're doing in session, or half of the reason why you're coming to sessions with me, is because you're trying to build a case against the other parent. I don't want to be used that way. That's not why I got into this profession. So it was so problematic, the common way in which people will act during a custody battle, that I just said, I'm not working with these people anymore. Not because I don't like them, but it's just not the sort of work that I want to do. And there can be all sorts of legal problems, like if I said something in favor of one parent, then the other parent will sue me, and it's just a whole mess that I just chose not to be involved in. So are either one of them doing that, or both of them, or neither one of them? It's just the thoughts that run through my head, and the ending conclusion I have is, who knows? I'll probably never know. But I do have to acknowledge that those are the allegations, and those are out there. And, let's try to interweave those allegations into the conversation as we move forward. Anyway, this has been a very rambly episode, but I felt like it was necessary. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself, because you deserve it. You really, really do.